Alright, what's going on, guys? I think as far as this whole gender revolution thing goes, this has got to be the most stupid and pointless one that I've seen yet. Society has now gotten to the point where we are assigning a fucking gender to a bag of chips. Like, come on, man. Like, we're just running out of shit to complain about at this point. This doesn't even make any sense. At least with some of these things, even though I think they're pretty stupid, at least they make sense. At least they're logical. Like, for example, recently, they made the Canadian national anthem gender neutral. They changed the phrase "in all thy sons command" to "in all of us command." So they wanted to replace the word sons with us so that it can include all the different genders. You know, we got the females and the other 462 genders out there. So now all of them can feel included. Now, personally, I think this is kind of stupid because honestly, who really cares about this type of shit? I'm not Canadian, so obviously this doesn't really affect me, but let's say they wanted to change the national anthem in America, right? Let's say in there it said something about women instead of saying people or everyone or whatever, right? It was only talking about females. I really wouldn't give a fuck. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care. That type of shit just doesn't concern me. I got real things to be worrying about, but at least it makes sense. At least it does have something to do with gender, and I see where you're coming from, even though I think it's stupid. But in this situation, we're talking about a fucking flavored tortilla chip, man. Gender has no place in this discussion, but yet here we are in 2018 talking about making a fucking chip designed for females to eat. Like, it's looking like 2018 might just be the worst year yet. We're only in February and they're already starting with some wild shit. So let's go ahead and hear the reasoning behind this, because believe it or not, they actually do have some reasons to justify this garbage. So let's go ahead and check it out. In an interview with Freakonomics, PepsiCo CEO Indra Nooyi, commented on the ways that consumer insights about gender differences are driving product development in the world of Doritos. Women, Nooyi suggested, don't like to crunch too loudly in public, and they don't lick their fingers generously, and they don't like to pour the little broken pieces and the flavor into their mouth. Alright, man, that's like the best fucking part. When you're done with the bag and you got all the little crumbs at the bottom just packed with all that flavor. You telling me you not eating that? Come on, man. Quit fucking lying. Don't sit here and lie to me. The company's answer: the brand has been working on developing chips that are low crunch. Sorry, I can't even say that without laughing. With the same taste profile, but with less of the flavor sticking to fingers. And how can you put it in a purse? Nooyi mused. Apparently, the current chip bags aren't cutting it for the handbag wielders of the world. Because, she said, women love to carry a snack in their purse. Hey, how about you get a new fucking purse? Or how about you put a different fucking snack in there? I know that's real hard. Or no, let's just come up with female Doritos instead. Alright, so let's go ahead and break this down a little bit. Number one, I do want to say, the reason this statement is coming from the CEO of Pepsi is because Pepsi owns Frito-Lay, which is the company that makes Doritos. So what she's saying actually holds quite a bit of weight. She's pretty important to this whole thing, right? So if we get into the details here, basically, it seems that the purpose of these female Doritos is to create a much quieter chip that doesn't crunch so loudly, and also they don't want it to leave a lot of the dust on your fingers. And this is wrong for a variety of reasons. Disregarding the fact that I'm discussing the fucking gender of a chip, I will actually respond to what she said seriously, I guess, even though I don't think I need to. But number one, this is an extreme generalization of both men and women. She's assuming that all women around the world world hate these loud chips, and they don't want to lick their fingers after eating the chips, and they don't want to eat the fucking crumbs at the bottom of the bag, and that's simply not true. I'm sure there are some women out there that are like that, but I'd bet, honestly, the majority of women don't really give a fuck how loud their chip is, don't really give a fuck if you get something on your finger, you just lick it off. I just don't think too many people care about that, so it's kind of weird to just generalize all women together like that. But at the same time, it's also a generalization of men, because she's assuming that all men do like to do these things, which I'm sure there are some men who are worried about fucking dust on their fingers, and I'm sure there are some men that are worried about how crunchy their fucking chip is, which I'd like to just speak on behalf of all men when I say quit being a fucking pussy, alright? But regardless, that does apply to men as well. So it doesn't really make sense to create a chip designed only for women when men can have these same issues as well. It doesn't really make any sense. But more so than that, number two, the more important reason here, we're talking about a fucking tortilla chip, man. Gender is not involved in this discussion. There is no debate about fucking gender here, man. We're not about to start assigning genders to specific types of food. I'm not accepting that. Listen, I've been fairly accepting of all of this gender stuff that's been happening when at least when it applies to people. I don't recognize the 642 different genders out there in the world, but whatever, man. If you want to be something, go ahead. I'm not trying to stop you, but I am gonna stop you from putting a gender on my fucking bag of chips. It's crazy that these feminists sit here, cry about all this shit. They're so mad that they're never taken seriously about stuff. But when you come up with dumbass ideas like this, obviously nobody is going to take you seriously, even when you do have a legitimate concern, because all people are going to think about is that you tried to fucking put gender on Doritos. But I have some good news. Thankfully, for once, people actually use their brains on this one. Surprisingly, women all over the world completely rejected this idea. I'm sure there was some people that did support it, of course, but from what I saw on social media and stuff, the overwhelming majority of women completely hated this idea. They thought it was stupid, which was actually kind of surprising to me. I was totally expecting this to get a lot of support, because that's just kind of what you expect in 2018. After everything I've seen for the last couple of years, I was totally expecting them to be down for this, but I was pleasantly surprised to see that they were completely destroying this idea. And actually, it received so much negative backlash on social media that Doritos themselves actually had to put out a statement about it. We already have Doritos for women. They're called Doritos, and they're loved by millions. So yeah, for once, one of these stupid ass ideas actually got canceled. I really like the response from Doritos, because it's perfect, right? Like, we already have Doritos for women, regular fucking Doritos, because we don't need to be putting a gender on a bag of chips. Simple as that. So I think that was a perfect response by them. This was just the Pepsi CEO coming up with some fucking idea that she thought was good. I mean, I guess she's a feminist or something, but thankfully the rest of the company talked some sense into her and was like, yeah, let's maybe not do this, alright? This is a little too much. So for once, one of these retarded ass ideas actually did not come true. So I'm not sure if we should be really excited about that. Like, is that a sign of change? Is that a sign of positive things to come in the future? Or is it just because this was honestly one of the worst ideas I've ever seen when it comes to all of this gender stuff? So I don't know if we should really look at this as such a positive experience, because I think this was more so a one-time thing. I don't think people are just going to automatically start changing back to being normal. I think this was just so fucking stupid that even the fucking crazy people had to reject it. But it's good that everyone from all aspects of society, from all 497 genders, everyone could all come together and shit on this idea together. That was great. That gives me a little bit of hope. I am happy to see that, but I wouldn't count on it happening too often, but it is still nice to see on occasion. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll have to see see what they come up with next time. I'm sure they'll try to put gender on something else retarded. You know, they ran out of genders to give to people, so now we're giving genders to inanimate objects, because that makes fucking sense. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like rating if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're not already. Follow me on Twitter. Links in the description down below. Other than that, have a good day and peace out.